Greetings, greetings, greetings. Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is having a wonderful work day. It's winding down or is ended. And I just wanted to welcome you to our weekly AI Kickstart webinar. And I am so glad that you're here with me today. Today, we're going to talk about something very exciting, enhancing project management for ChatGPT. I am Tasha, and again, glad to have you guys here with me today. And who am I? This is my favorite part of my webinar series. As you know, I have a multi passion business model. And so for me, I am what is considered a multi passionate entrepreneur. That means that I have several different things that I'm passionate about, but they all kind of connect to one another in order to create something beautiful for me. So, one of the things that I enjoy is consulting. One of the things that I enjoy is coaching. I'm also passionate about the some aspects of the healthcare industry and wellness, and I'm also passionate about empowerment. And so before then, I separated these things and thought, well, I just need to have a coaching business separate from my healthcare business, separate from my women's empowerment and spiritual. I'm just going to separate everything. But that was extremely difficult to do because it wasn't authentic for me. So I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur, and I've somehow managed, and I will continue to manage to make sure that I authentically show up in who I truly am. And that's kind of been serving me well. So I love dancing, I love women's empowerment, I love spiritual things, tarot cards, learning about different spiritual systems and things like that. And I love solving problems. I love solving problems. So, speaking of problems, how many of us um, are in project management roles? How many of us are in project management roles? How many of us want a project management role? How many of us are leveraging AI for our project management practices? So that's where we are today. We're going to be talking about benefits of ChatGPT and project management. We're going to also touch on the benefits of ChatGPT for project management. What are some of the key features of ChatGPT for project management, and just some strategies for incorporating ChatGPT into project management. And we'll have time for a demo because, as I've said, I love for these webinars to be um, interactive, and I want you to get some hands-on experience so that you will be able to perform some of these prompts that we're going to show. So on to the next. So what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT was developed by OpenAI. For those of you who don't know, I'm always going to kind of go back to the basics on each webinar for new people. So bear with me if you've heard this before. It's an advanced large language model, and it's very capable of understanding human-like text based on the prompts that it receives. And so it's basically designed to assist with many, many different tasks, such as content creation, answering queries, drafting documents, and much more. So within the context of project management, ChatGPT can streamline numerous processes. Imagine having a virtual assistant that can help you draft project plans, manage schedules, or even generate reports with very minimal input from you. This not only saves time for you, but it also reduces a lot of the administrative burden. And guess what this allows you to do? This allows you to focus more on the strategic aspects of your work. For instance, you can use ChatGPT to quickly outline a project plan for a new patient care initiative, create a task list, set deadlines. It can also assist in brainstorming sessions, providing you with creative ideas and solutions that you might not have even considered. The key here is to leverage ChatGPT tool as a complement to your expertise. I'm always going to encourage you to leverage ChatGPT as a complement to your expertise, not as a replacement to your expertise. It enhances your efficiency, and it also ensures that the details that you can typically overlook in project tasks are not. And so next we're going to explore the key benefits of ChatGPT. ChatGPT has some wonderful benefits with being integrated into your workflow. One of the benefits is that it enhances efficiency. And that's the key, that's the name of the game nowadays. You want to be working more efficient with technology. If you are not leveraging automation or artificial intelligence or large language models or chatbots, I guarantee you, you're not working efficiently now. If you are still sitting at a desk, not incorporating any AI, you're not at optimal efficiency. And corporations are looking for efficiency because efficiency helps the bottom line. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but there are many workforce changes in relation to automation. So a lot of people are afraid about ChatGPT replacing their role. It replaces roles that have very low risk and high repetitive tasks that can be automated. It's not going to truly replace you. So if you are a consultant and a project manager, it's going to make you work more efficiently. And those project managers who use ChatGPT are going to stick around. The project managers who don't, bye-bye. Because companies are already seeing that this is efficient, and they're not replacing project managers because that's a knowledge. You need the knowledge. You need to coordinate schedules, and you still need to manage, the project and still be involved with people. So yeah, if whoever's not using it, you'll be replaced by the person who is. Okay. Another key benefit of ChatGPT is that it accuracy. It reduces the human error, especially with data entry and analysis. Yes, does ChatGPT and other generative tools hallucinate, meaning provide you with output that's not accurate? Yes, it does. But when it comes to certain types of data, it's going to be much more accurate than the human can provide. Time savings. It speeds up the process of having to write reports, of having to fool around in these massive spreadsheets, mining data, organizing data, cleaning the data, and getting it ready for data analytics. ChatGPT is here to kind of help save a lot of time. And with ChatGPT, you can make much better decisions. I think one day really soon it's going to be required for doctors, because it's actually proven to make better decisions than doctors in terms of diagnoses and stuff. So I think ChatGPT is going to be kind of mandatory. I can see that, or part of the standard practice, is to incorporate generative AI. Also, a key benefit is that it increases productivity. It allows team members to be more productive because what it's doing is handling a lot of administrative tasks. Remember, with ChatGPT and these chatbots have come in to show us is that we've not probably been working at the top of our levels. A lot of our work is administrative, and that's not necessarily guys working at the top of your level, doing clerical work, typing an email, doing this, faxing that. That's not at the top of your level. The top of your level is using knowledge to get things done and strategy. And so that's why you're seeing a lot of the workforce being reduced with automation, guys. It's not necessarily because people are, there's these people in power who just want to AI to overtake everything. A lot of it is just that we've not been working at the highest level that we could have worked by doing repetitive tasks that are basically glorified administrative tasks. You understand? So I know that's a hard reality to pill to swallow, but that's the truth. So integrating ChatGPT into your project management workflow, it's going to transform how you handle your tasks, making your processes more efficient and effective. And so we're going to delve, a little bit into that with this demo. So now you understand basically what ChatGPT is. You understand the key features of how to use it for your project management, to automate, to analyze data, to make better decisions. Now we're going to go ahead to the fun part. I wanted to spend the rest of the time really going into the project management piece so that you can get the hands on. So I didn't want to spend too much time talking about everything else. So let's talk about the demo. So I use myself as a demo. One of my proudest moments in my career as a registered nurse is I was working for a Medicaid CMO, and I was hired as a case manager, but I was truly a project manager. I applied for the management position and I didn't get the management position. So they offered me the case management position because they remember that during the interview, I said I love consulting, I love project management, and my future that I saw for myself was to eventually manage a project and to be a consultant. And so I remember my ego was kind of hurt when I didn't get the manager position. But when they told me why they gave me the project management position, initially I was kind of bummed, but then I start thinking strategically. I said, okay, so this is a case manager position, so I don't get a fancy title, but I truly am a project manager. And they are giving me an entire project by myself and a program to create by myself. So this is going to set me up for success. So I took that. I got over my ego because I just got my MBA and I was like, I wanted to be a manager. Nope. They said, you said you wanted to be a project manager and you like consultant. And we saw that you would be a good fit for setting this program for us. And that's exactly what I did. And I wish I had artificial intelligence at the time to do that, because your girl probably would have been a VP of a department. So I use myself as a demo, a nurse case manager working for a CMO in the case management department. And the project given to me was to create a case management program that aims to manage high emergency department utilizers. That's exactly what I had to do. So let's go ahead inside of ChatGPT. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this for a moment. Let's stop sharing. There we go. I'm going to open up ChatGPT. I want you guys to go inside of ChatGPT. If you don't have an account in ChatGPT, go ahead and set up an account inside of ChatGPT. and we're going to do the project management exercise, okay? And let me go ahead. Okay, I'm in ChatGPT, so let me share my screen again. Again. Hold up. Okay. Oh, ChatGPT, where did you go? Give me 1 sec, guys, because my screen slow down when I'm sharing. Here we go, ChatGPT. I'm inside of ChatGPT right now. And as you know, it's a large language model. It's a chat bot. And ChatGPT, the output that it provides you depends on what you provide it. So whatever you're typing inside of ChatGPT is called input. Whatever you put in this chat box is called input. Let me see how we're doing on time. Are we doing good on time? Okay. So whatever you're doing is called input. One of the prompts that we're going to talk about today is the prompt that gives you the best output in many situations is when you assign a role to ChatGPT or a role prompt, okay? So when we're assigning roles to large language models or role prompting, this is a technique that can be used. It controls the style of the generated text, okay? I want to make this clear because when you're role prompting, you're not telling it to perform what you do. The purpose of having it prompt in a specific role or act or embody in a specific role is to generate the text that matches that role. Okay? Because when you role prompt, you're going to improve the accuracy, especially when it comes to solving math problems, especially when it comes to things like poems and specific things that only a person in a certain role can produce that style of text. So role prompting is not about getting it to perform your job as a project manager, okay? Role prompting is getting it to create the content that sounds like it would have come from a project manager. Had you hired a project manager to develop a plan and they use certain lingo, that's why you want to role prompt, because certain roles has its own jargon and vernacular in the way they write, in the style they write. So that's why you would use the role prompt, okay? So we're going to go in and we're going to give it some context, okay? So what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to type inside of ChatGPT. You want to always start conversationally. You want to greet it because you want to treat it like it's truly your assistant, an assistant that you're training, that you're walking through. If you had an assistant that you were hired on day one, how would you tell this assistant to perform a task so that they perform to your standard and the way that you want to do it? You've got to provide it with a lot of context and clarity, right? So I'm going to say, I am a registered nurse working for a Georgia CMO who has assigned me as a new project manager in the, I'll say, complex case management department. The project involves creating a ER reduction case management program over this next 12 months that will save the health plan per member per month in utilization costs and improve or increase, let's say increase the number of visits that are preventive, or let's say ambulatory care related. Okay. So you're giving it, you always want to give ChatGPT a lot of context, right? You want to give it a lot of context. You want to give it a lot of clarity. You want to give it a lot of details. You want to let it know what format. You want to let it know the cue, keywords, phrases, details. So you want to give it some instructions. You want to tell it what to do. You want to give it some context, provide some background. You want to give it some examples or illustrate, and then you want to give it some cues, which is steering the output in a specific direction. Okay. So I'm giving it some instruction. I haven't given it the instructions first. I'm giving it the context. And I gave it some examples. So I say I'm a registered nurse working for a Georgia CMO who has been assigned. Who has assigned me as a new project manager in the complex case management department. The project involves creating an ED reduction case management program over this next 12 months that will save the health plan per member per month in utilization costs and increase the number of visits that are ambulatory care related. And I always ask ChatGPT and give it instructions. First, I ask, do you understand? Question, and I'll make sure, do not provide any output until I provide further instructions. I'm very specific with ChatGPT because sometimes it gives you input when you don't ask for it. I'm going to hit enter. So then you'll get to kind of see what the output is saying. Understood. Please provide further instructions. That's how I like it, because I can't stand when he start trying to create all this stuff that I didn't ask for, right? And so now what we want to do is we want to get some project management prompts, okay? So we want to say, hold on. So now we want to come into the chat box. The first thing you want it to do is you want it to, I would start little by little drafting basically the charter. So you want to say, briefly describe the new project's purpose and its target audience. And you want to hit enter. So it's basically feeding back what you already told it. The purpose of the new project is to create emergency department reduction case management program aimed at decreasing utilization costs for health plan by reducing unnecessary ED visits. The goal is to encourage and increase the number of ambulatory care visits, thereby improving overall healthcare outcomes and efficiency. The target is high-risk patients, healthcare providers, health plan members, case managers, and care coordinators. That is all correct. Let's ask, then we want to ask, what are the key deliverables? I'm a project manager as well for this project. So the key deliverables always is a comprehensive project plan or charter, and that's a detailed roadmap as you guys know, outline the steps, the timelines, everything. Patient identification is this is exactly what happened in the program. I didn't have AI as a tool, but this is the steps that I took. The first thing I did was I drafted up a project plan. Me and my manager at the time, the manager of case management, we both drafted up a project plan. She went through the business analyst department, who they gave me a lot of data. They gave me this large data set so I could identify and stratify the patients. So the first thing I did was I actually got trained as a case manager, and I worked as a case manager for 90 days. Within this 90 days, I begin to stratify and identify people who should be part of this program pilot. And I begin to institute, based on the patterns that I recognize, different procedures. Like what I did was, when I was working as a case manager in that 90-day period, I noticed that the high users had similarities. They'd been to the ER at least 3 to 4 times in a month. They had a lot of maybe mental illness, chronic pain. I started to really stratify and was able to really get a lot of information and insight. So I developed protocols for care coordination based on tier: low level, medium, high risk, and referral processes. I did all of this, okay? I also developed a case manager training program, blah, blah, blah. So these are all the key deliverables. The next thing you want to ask it to do is brainstorm some SMART goals. And so for those of you guys who are looking to be project managers, I want y'all to jump on a department project, use AI, come out as the rock star, and get promoted as project managers, okay? This is why I'm giving y'all this information, not to play around in it, but you can take all this stuff that I'm showing you today and turn right around and be working as a project manager. And I'm running out of time. So as you can see, it's created SMART goals. And then you can continue on asking it for the scope and requirement. List all the essential features and functions required for the projects. What are the things nice to have? Identify the risk and challenges associated with a project. What are the teams I should form? Who should be the key stakeholders? What skills and expertise are needed? So you can have a conversation with ChatGPT, have a complete project plan mapped out, have everything that you need in place. And guess what you can do? You can spend less time typing all this, and you can spend more time, because the hardest part of your project is trying to manage these people and their schedules and getting everybody together and creating work groups, and the CEO got to meet with the VP and the risk department and trying to get everybody together. So you can spend more time coordinating that than doing this, because most of your project management will be that, the disastrous management of people. Guys, so I hope that, this gives you insight into how to use ChatGPT for project management. Look what it has done in just these couple of minutes. I'm on the wrong screen. Look what it's done. It took this glimpse into my project and it expanded out. So if you are a nurse, go to the hospital. If you work in I don't care where you work, get on a project and use this. Put that on your resume. Do some data analytics. Put that on your resume and level up into the next level. Okay? I am so excited that you guys were here for me to tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. AI Kickstart is the name of the webinar. If you like this demonstration, if this was helpful, please drop some comments, some feedback, and I look forward to talking to you guys and seeing you guys on next week. Have a great day.